Hello everyone, and welcome to Total Television. Have you heard of inappropriate content in animated kids shows? Forget it, there's a lot more in the rabbit hole than you might think. Who knows how network television was able to get away with the dirty jokes in the kids shows? Do you remember catching any as a child? If not, that is why today, we will discuss 10 hidden adult jokes in children's cartoons. Watch till the end, you won't believe how you can miss this obscenity. Before we dive in, don't forget to check out our other top 10 content after this. Like the video and hit the subscribe button so you can enter our PlayStation 5 giveaway. When we reach 1,000 subscribers, we will be selecting one of you to win a free PlayStation 5. Good luck and on to the video. Number 10. SpongeBob SquarePants. The most optimistic citizen of Bikini Bottom, SpongeBob SquarePants has a squeaky clean reputation to preserve. He is a charismatic, extroverted, burger-cooking, enthusiastic sea sponge. Since his debut at the end of the millennium, he's been a big name in children's TV. He's even adored by some adults. The most mature jokes fly by at breakneck speed, having the grown-ups giggling and the youngsters unaware. One of those blink and you'll miss it moments comes to the care of a dancing sea anemone. All alone in his pineapple, Sponge watches the creature flop around on TV and becomes captivated. But why? We don't really follow just how much he was enjoying himself until Gary enters the scene. If you've ever randomly caught someone in a moment of privacy, you'll recognize his embarrassing excuses. Number 9. The New Batman Adventures. The most famous whipped cream bikini of all time may belong to Varsity Blues' Ally Larder. Still, 1 year earlier, a different lady was harnessing the seductive power of sugar. Well, she was trying to. To make her boyfriend, the Joker, take time out from work, Harley Quinn appears from a giant pie. This happens in a 1998 episode of The New Batman Adventures. With filling dripping all around, she sings Mr. J in the style of Marilyn Monroe. If you didn't get it immediately, audiences then watch her playfully kick a cherry at his face and ask if he wants to taste some of her pie. The scene would be passionate and tempting to many, but not the Joker. Unimpressed, he throws Harley outside and the whole pie sits wasted. Number 8. Rugrats. You know, it takes a village to raise a child. In the case of Rugrats, sometimes that means leaving your kids with your grandfather. Being a teenager, the best part of babysitting is eating all the snacks when the kids have gone to bed. Trust us. But Grandpa Lou Pickles doesn't want any snacks. Like any proper babysitter would, he does his best to keep the kids entertained. He rents them 2 movies and chooses one for himself too. Which one? You'll never guess. The Lonely Space Vixens. Featuring a sexy alien on the cover. Lou states how he plans to watch this particular title in private after the babies go to bed. Probably the right call, Gramps. Number 7. Looney Tunes. Ah, Looney Tunes. The golden days of animation. In 1930, Warner Brothers began to create short films starring heavyweights like the Roadrunner, Daffy Duck, and Bugs Bunny. In fact, some of these favorites are so iconic, you can find their stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Over its run, the Looney Tunes created hundreds of sketches. When the bloodthirsty, rabbit-hating bandit Yosemite Sam gets sentenced at the hands of Bugs Bunny, the animators insinuate that he's about to encounter a new romantic relationship with his cellmate, and it looks like it won't be a consensual one. Number 6. The Flintstones. Coming from the town of Bedrock, the Flintstones have been charming their way into our hearts since their debut way back in 1960. With a legacy generating several decades, the prehistoric families were presented in both television and film. Although some audiences find the humor offensive by modern standards, others still relish the nostalgia. Cavemen aren't notable for their intellect, but Barney Rubble is exceptionally slow, especially when it comes to anatomy matters. When visiting the costume shop, he and his best friend Fred are brainstorming costume ideas. Barney desires to be taller, and when Fred jokes that he'd need another head to do so, Barney questions what he'd need 3 heads for. The two giggle as a laugh track plays. You got it, that was a genital joke. Yabba dabba gross. Number 5. Animaniacs. During an Agatha Christie-inspired series on Warner Brothers' Animaniacs, the lovable sibling trio Yakko, Wacko, and Dot Warner hunt for clues. Yakko told Dot to look for prints for clues. Dot didn't hear him correctly, so she found prints instead. He tries to correct her by saying, no, fingerprints. But Dot still hears it as a fingerprints. Dot didn't really want to do that, so she threw him out the window. Hope you're aware of what fingering means, and we won't have to unpack it for you. Number 4. The Spectacular Spider-Man. A good hair day is the best day, and when it comes around, it'll always put a smile on your face. Ask Black Cat from the Spectacular Spider-Man if you doubt. While dueling Spidey, she avoids the bursts of web flying all around the air. The scene is absolute action as the two dart around a laboratory, bantering back and forth. After getting shot at with some of the webs, Black Cat utters a sharp line that many viewers didn't catch watching the first time. "You'd better not get your goop in my hair." It apparently doesn't sound like much to a kid, but parents are sure to notice the quip. Number 3. The Powerpuff Girls. For 7 years, kids followed the animated exploits of 3 little girls facing childhood and balancing it with crime fighting. Made in a laboratory by Professor Utonium, Blossom, Bubbles, and Buttercup protect their city with unique abilities. And though they're great fighters, they're still regular kids. So when a new girl named Robin becomes a neighbor, they invite her for a visit. While touring their house, the girls introduce Robin to the professor and reveal how they were created by accident in his lab. With a genuine innocence that only children maintain, Robin replies that, "It's okay, Professor, I was an accident too." Number 2. Dexter's Laboratory. Dexter's Laboratory covers a boy genius who uses a secret laboratory in his bedroom to research all sorts of things. Life sounds perfect if it weren't for his psychotic sister Dee Dee. She is continually interfering with his work. Dexter understands many things, but he could never unsolve the women's riddle. Remember the Dee Dee and the Man episode? Dexter fires his annoying relative and hires a sister for replacement. Opting for an alluring blonde, Dexter immediately finds himself becoming increasingly attracted to Dee Dee's busty sub. He has to retreat for a cold shower. When he's back, he gets brave enough to ask her to dance for him. And she replies unexpectedly with a price. "That'll be $50 extra." That was surprising. Number 1. Rocko's Modern Life. Rocko's Modern Life was a beautifully bizarre cartoon that broadcast on Nickelodeon from 1993 to 1996. An Australian wallaby Rocko moves to America and tries to adapt to a new culture. Old customs and traditions become new again with Rocko's strange eyes. Thankfully, he has some close friends to help him adjust. One of these friends is a steer named Heifer Wolf. Raised under rather peculiar circumstances by wolves, Heifer is a great friend and an even better roller skater. Real player, he works hard at a handful of jobs. At one moment, even filling in for a milk cow, challenging him to be hooked up to the Milk-O-Matic. Totally enjoying himself, the scene shows his eyes rolling, lips quivering, and pupils turning to stars until he moans and falls over. What was going on behind that fence? Well, you tell us. Keep in mind, he makes sure to throw a goodbye to the Milk-O-Matic before he leaves, too. So, how do you like our video? Would you like to find out about more adult jokes and kid cartoons? Let us know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss an upload and enter our PlayStation 5 giveaway. We hope you enjoyed today's video. Thank you for watching Total Television, and see you in our next video.